All right, guys. So now we're going to go over setting a stop loss because that is the one thing that I myself kept screwing myself out of when I first started trading. I wanted to be the unicorn trader that did not need a stop loss. And, you know, I'll know when to get out of a trade. I'll feel it, type bullshit that we tell ourselves, and it doesn't pan out that way. So, anyway, I think that a stop loss is very important. And I'm saying that from experience because I've been on both sides of this. I've been the one that was like, fuck a stop loss. I'm never using a stop loss as long as I live, to I swear by a stop loss because it will literally take me out of the trade. And I have to live with the result of that regardless of the trade going in the direction that I think it's going to go or not afterwards, because it can take me out of a stop loss. And if I know it's going to keep going and then it just overextended and my stop loss was too tight, I'll re enter on it. And I may be wrong, but either way, if I feel the call to re enter, I will re enter and set a new stop loss. And I'm okay if I take that loss because I know I'm going to make it right back, because I know that every time that I set a trade, my take profit is much larger than my stop loss. So therefore, no matter if I take losses mixed with wins, my wins outweigh my loss. So for this trade, I'm going to use this one as an example. This is one that I think, it was yesterday. And this was where I entered the trade at. It actually hit my um, mark. So I got in right here, and I got in right here for a second entry because I knew that it was just going to keep going, and my take profit was this high. So anyway, my stop loss, no, yeah, it was this high. I think it was. My stop loss, though, no, my take profit was higher than that. I remember now because it came back down and I was left at, I think, 40 something dollars. I think you saw on the thing. That was what I made on this one because I woke up and the market was like right here. It had already went up to meet this point and came back down to right here. But the thing is, it could come back down into this zone again, retest it, and then take off the opposite direction because all of my rules were met. So tonight I'm going to be looking for it to do that again. It could do that in Asian. It looks like it's doing it right now. But if this thing keeps going outside of this box, I'm going to be really iffy about whether or not I take this trade, right? As a buy. But if I do take this trade, say it comes back down into the box to say right here, we'll just say this right here. So I'm going to say this is where it comes down to this line. And I need to set a stop loss. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find a peak, a place that I know it's not going to go past if it's the right trade, which would be right here. So entered here, stop loss here. That is a wide stop loss, especially on the hour chart. So if I was on the 15-minute, I could tighten that stop loss. But either way, whether it's on the hour or the 15-minute, I still put the wide stop loss and I make sure that my volume of trade, which is your lot size, is accurate in a way to make sure that I am not over leveraging. That is the most crucial thing here, is you can't properly manage your risk if you are consistently over leveraging, trying to rush to a result, trying to get there faster just because you know you can. This takes a lot of humility and a lot of patience. And I learned that when I took $5 and put it in a live account and said, because I'm used to seeing the bigger numbers. So I said, you know what? I'm going to humble the fuck out of myself. I've humbled myself in the gym. I humble myself in Forex. I humble myself in my life in general and all things that I do. So I decided I was going to do it with Forex. So I put $5 in an account and I had to take 0.01s again, which I have not done in 8 years. And I was like, oh, 0.01. I'm going to make like $5 to $10 per trade, which is a good amount, but or I could make $3 or $4 per trade. I don't know, but it was just like dollars, these tiny little dollars. I can do so much more than this, but through the process of spending 3 months straight of just managing that, the wins, the losses, not following my rules, all that shit, the shit show that I went through with it, it humbled me, and it got me to a point where I knew how much I could risk per trade. And I knew that even if I lost, I was going to make it all right back. I remember one night while I was trading it, I had got into this was before I wrote all my rules out. I had got into, I think it was 12 positions at one time. And it was all just, I think it's going to do this. I think it's going to do that. I feel that, feel this, all this shit. And also dashboard trades. It was when we first got the dashboard. And as I was going through it, I'm in these trades. I had like, I think it was $80 that I had accumulated over time with it. And I was in drawdown on some and they hit my stop loss. And I'm telling you, every bit of the money that I had in there went away to $13. But the funny part is that even with that loss, I was in gain so much so that when all the other trades that I had hit take profit, I didn't lose anything. I broke even. So I literally took the account from $13 that was left in it to $70, $80 that one night. So it shows you that even if you take a loss, you're still going to come out on top. And one thing that I realized in all of this was like I would lose, and then when I would gain, my profit balance would gradually go up consistently. I didn't have to dramatically win everything. I didn't have to do all that. I didn't have to stress myself out, beat myself up, none of those things. I do the best when I'm trading when I just focus on my life and everything else, not so much on the trading. I stay out of the markets 90% of the time. I get in the market long enough to analyze whatever the dashboard says. I pick my pairs for the night. I take 2 trades per pair, one pending, one instant execution, and I wait and see what happens, and I set my stop loss. So if I'm getting in a trade, say I wanted to get in right here and say it was a sell, I wanted to put my take profit down here. Well, my stop loss would be up here at this peak. I would at least put it at the peak because I know that it's not going to go past that peak if it's going the right direction. If it goes the wrong direction, it's going to hit my stop loss. Boo hoo. I can come back tomorrow. Or if I'm in other active trades and it hits my stop loss, I don't care because, like last night, when it hit my stop loss, I went from, it said I only had like $60 or $70 or whatever. No, it was 50 to 60 that I was in. And then it hit my stop loss on the AUD NZD trade. And as soon as it did, I went up into $90 profit. And then that turned into 200 and something dollars profit last night. So, oh well, it hit stop loss. I'm not sitting here waiting on one market to make one move and then betting everything on that one thing. I am diversifying my trades across different pairs so that no matter what, I have something that's, I'm either going to break even. So if I take 2 trades, let's say I pick 2 pairs and I take 2 trades on 2 pairs, that gives me 4 active trades that are going, and it averages out. So if one of them is wrong and the other one is right, I come out and break even or maybe even in profit. And if it's a little bit of profit, so what? Either way, I came out in profit. So I do not set my stop losses tight simply because I used to be like, I only want a, 5 to 11 pip stop loss. Shit, now I'll do 30, 30, 40 pips. I don't care because I know that I am properly managing my risk and that my account is going to continue to compound instead of continue to fluctuate and, be all emotional and chaotic and confused. And the rules, your checklist is going to help you stick to that. And when you do that, because I'm telling you, yesterday I went through all these pairs that are down here and I kept saying, okay, this one isn't, let's see, let's go to this one. This one right here, I looked at it and I was like, yeah, fuck that. That doesn't do anything about my rules. None of that looked like my rules. So I stayed out of it. let's see this one. This one didn't follow my rules either. So anyway, I stayed away from a lot of markets last night, and I only got in on a couple of them, and that's okay because I still came out on top, and that's all that matters. So anyway, setting your stop loss, you don't have to have a tight stop loss. Just manage your risk properly. Do calculate what you are risking when you do that. And if you are an experienced trader, then you know what that means. So let's say I'm just going to take a test trade right now just so you can see what I'm talking about because I really don't care. I will take it right back out. So I'm going to say, just for the sake of just what we're doing right now, let's see. I'm sitting here like, this is blue. This is blue. Should I click blue or should I? So I'm just going to click blue just so we can get an active trade on the board. All right. So this is a buy. So now I'm going to take it and I'm going to drag. If it'll let me drag it. So you see over here to the left of your screen, this right here is showing you how much you are going to lose from taking that trade. So if I set that by here and I put my stop loss right here, which is 33, almost 34 pips, I'm only losing $3.80 from that trade. Same thing if I go in the reverse and say I'm going to now take this one up. All right, so my stop loss is set. All right, this one right here, 57 pips. This is going to give me $6.46. So now I can see that my take profit is further away than my stop loss. And me, honestly, I'm okay with a 1-to-1. I'm okay with literally making the same amount that I would have lost because I'm taking multiple positions on multiple pairs. So it still comes out the way that it should come out. And yours is going to look different no matter what it is. But I'm just going to leave it right there for now. So I would have made $6.33 on that. And I'll just let this play out. I mean, or I can take it out. I don't really care. It's just a couple of dollars. It does not matter. Let me see where I'm at on this. Yeah, see, I didn't even see that. But it doesn't fucking matter. This is the attitude you have to have when you're trading. You can't be so attached to the outcome of the trade that you scare yourself away from being able to get the result of it. I'm going to say that again. You can't be so scared of or attached to the outcome of the trade that you scare yourself away from the result of it. And what I mean by that is you can't be attached to winning so much so that you are in fear of losing, which takes away your ability to get a profit. Because once you get to that point, you're going to question every move that you make. Every time you feel that, I just feel it. I got to take it right now. It matches all my rules and I want to take it, but I don't know because I don't want to lose again. Every time you get to that point, consider yourself going to lose. It's inevitable. So detach, just like in life, you have to let go and let God. Detach from every outcome of everything and every expectation you have in life and let the results find you. Let everything reveal itself to you. Like in your life, you make decisions and then you go, okay, well, that was a good decision or that was a bad decision. You know, because you kept making those decisions. And if it was a bad decision, what did you do? You thought about it, you analyzed it, you refined it, you didn't make that mistake again, or maybe you did, and you a couple times, if you're like me, you're very stubborn, and you'll be like, was that really the thing? Or, let me try one more time. And until you're done being drugged behind the car, getting the shit beat out of you. And then you finally get fed up and you change and refine what you're doing. Same thing here. So just play around with it, see what works for you, what you're comfortable with. This is just what I do personally. Like if I was getting in right here last night, my stop loss would have been right here because again, if the market is going to come to right here and past this point, then it's not going back up to where I think it was going to go. So therefore it's none of my concern at that point. And when the market does stop you out, like I had gold stop me out And I was like, I know it's going the direction. Everything says it's going the direction, but it overextended. And I just kept trying to get in thinking, well, this extension is the one, and this one is the one, this one is one. And I went on a major, I think it was like 28 losses in a row because I just kept trying to be right. And I was like, why does that matter? Why does being right matter? And I got all of it back in like, I think it was 11 trades. So it took me 28 trades to lose the amount that I lost and 11 trades to get it back, all because I let go of the outcome and just let it do what it does. That's what I mean by marry your trade. So what? What happens? You won't know until you fuck around and find out what happens. So just let it happen so that you can see. You can't learn from an experience in life that you've never had. So you must have the experience to have the knowledge and the wisdom to be able to refine it and get the result. So anyway, do what you got to do, refine yourself, have the experience, fuck around and find out. Let's go. See you in the next video.